Good morning to all of our early birds. Thanks for joining us. Oh, right on time at 9:30 now. We're going to start with Coach, and we're going to head to Bobby Bancroft first.
Good morning, Patrick.
Morning.
So official yesterday, Wayne Bristol is part of your program. He's on your roster. Do you know his eligibility status, how many years he has, and is he able to play now?
He has 3 years eligibility. His status still ongoing. We're still not sure. He can't play right now. We have to go through the process.
Has he been able to practice with you guys?
Yes, he's been practicing with us.
Okay. And just going back to the UConn game, obviously you've had a chance to watch and see what happened. You mentioned how well you played offensively, but it just wasn't there defensively. What are the biggest areas you need to clean up going forward?
Well, when you're playing against the team that has by far the most talent in our conference, sometimes it's hard. My guys, they needed to compete a little harder. If we didn't turn the ball over and give them 20-something points off our turnovers, and then we need to do a better job on the glass, gave them 19 offensive rebounds for 20-something points. I think that's where we lost the game at. Offensively, we were fine. We moved the ball. We were able to get shots. We scored 70 points, I think it was. But we gave up, 90-something, 80-something, whatever it was. You can't, with a team with that much athleticism and that much talent, you can't give them all the things that we gave them.
To fix, and sorry, this last one, to fix those defensive issues, I mean, for you, is it different lineups? Do the guys just need to compete harder? How do you try and fix this?
We just got to do a better job. One, do a better job of when we turn it over, or if we turn it over, getting back. Secondly, we have to do a better job of boxing out and go get the ball. Those things are all fixable things. It's all about energy and effort.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ron Bailey.
Coach, from watching Butler, Providence, they seem to be they're speeding up their offense a lot more. They have 2 green light scorers now in Harris and then Hodges. Talk about what Hodges has brought to the team since he reemerged against y'all the first time around.
Well, for the first game, remember I wasn't coaching, but I watched it. I mean, I think that was his first game back. Mm-hmm. So he's been able to practice, been able to get himself back into game shape, and he's playing at a high level for them. He's their most athletic player. So he plays athletic. He does all the athletic things that they need for him to do. He's a guy that you can't take lightly.
What about this guy, Enzi? I think he's a utility guy, does a lot of different stuff for them, can create some matchups. How much pressure does he put on the defense accordingly?
Well, I mean, he's a good player. He's a 4 that plays some 5. He's skilled. He can put it on the floor. He can shoot the 3. We just have to play our game. It's all about doing the things that we do at a high level, and then try to stop them from doing the things that they like to do. They've been playing extremely well, especially these last 2 games, and I think Hodges is an important part of that.
Okay, thank you and good luck.
Well, thank you.
Marcus Washington.
Hey, Coach. First, how is Jalen doing?
He's fine.
He's fine. Okay.
He's able to practice yesterday.
And at times this season you've had problems with turnovers. Has there been any thought of maybe having 2 primary ball handlers out there and pairing Beard and Harris together and having Harris off the ball a little bit more? And could that help his offense a little bit that's been struggling?
Whose offense been struggling? Our offense?
No, Dante Harris is at times with his shooting. No, not your offense per se.
Hey, look, anything is on the table. But I'm going to play the people I think that will give us the best chance to win. So that being said, I'm not sure what are we going to do in terms of if we're going to play Tyler Moore. He's definitely going to have his opportunities. I have played both he and Dante at the same time, but sometimes it's hard to find the minutes. You have, I think that Don has to be on the floor. Also, Caden Rice has to be on the floor, but those are our two elite shooters. When you having a guy like Amino who's on the floor, who's a downhill type player, so you need those guys to space the floor.
McCurran, Hilltop Hoops.
Hey, Patrick, kind of piggybacking off that, Dante's shooting numbers are still down this season, and it doesn't feel like he's made the leap necessarily that you were maybe expecting him to. Is that, somewhat just of a sophomore slump, or is there something more to, his struggles this season in your eyes?
I think it's, probably more of a sophomore slump. I still believe in Dante. I still think that he's gonna, come back around and to be the player that he was, especially in the Big East tournament. All the things that he and I have been talking about is just he's got to play with that chip on his shoulder that he came here with, and everything else will fall into place. He was an elite defender. He has to continue that. He showed it in spurts, but I do believe in him, and I do believe that he's gonna, end up having a great second half of this season.
Thanks.
Dave Preston.
Good morning, Patrick. You mentioned that you weren't courtside for the first game against Butler. What you've had a chance, obviously, to see the tape in the last couple of weeks. What do you feel you guys have learned the most from that game that will help you tomorrow?
Well, first of all, we're going to be at full strength tomorrow. And in that game, I think two of our starters was out. Both Dante and Don was out. So I think we're definitely a better team with when we're full strength than we were then. You have to still got to give them credit. They played the game that they needed to play to get the win. But we had our opportunities. I think we were leading at halftime and came out in the second half. We didn't play the way we needed to play to get the win.
And so far in this Big East season, you guys have had some really good 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute stretches. What gives you a cause for confidence that you guys can come out with the necessary 40-minute stretch tomorrow?
Well, just like anything you do, you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your team. You have to believe in your guys. And then we have to go out there and do it. That's all we've been talking about is them, taking the reins, standing up and going out there and competing and get the job done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our final question goes to Bobby Bancroft.
Patrick, during the last telecast, they kind of put up all the, great coaches that you've played with and you learned under and coached with. A basketball career as long as yours, you've obviously had some losing streaks. Is there anything that you take and you can remember from those times that you're using on your team now? And is there any sort of one of those coaches that they listed, do you converse with anyone outside of the program during times like these?
I talk to all those guys. I mean, not all of them, but I talk to Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Steve Clifford. But all of us have gone through losing streaks. So it's all about, getting that first one. Getting that first one to get off the snide and then, just take it from there. Every time we step on the floor, I believe that we have an opportunity to win. Sometimes it happens, and right now it hasn't. But we still have to continue to believe in ourselves. We still have to continue to do the things that are going to help us to be the team that we think that we can be.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
If everyone, and we know you're getting ready for practice, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to go to Bobby Bancroft first.
Good morning, Collin.
Good morning.
Collin, pretty much across the board, all of your numbers have increased from playing time into all of your production. What do you attribute this leap from your freshman year?
Mainly a lot of work in the off season. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know I had surgery in the off season, so I had a lot of time off working on my jump shot in the gym and stuff, and I've just been working real hard since then. I had to step up in my role, so that's played a big part in that.
And then we just talked to Patrick. You know, he's obviously been a part of losing streaks in his long basketball career. How are you guys staying together and staying positive, searching for that first Big East win?
Mainly just knowing, keeping the course. I mean, last year I think we started 3-8, I think it was, and we ended up finishing off the Big East with a 500 record and then losing to Colorado. So we've been here before as our sophomores and juniors. The freshmen haven't, but they're coming and learning and are trying to step up. But we know what it takes to win games. We just got to get the first one. That's all.
And then last one, we don't know when we're going to see him, but you do have a new teammate. Patrick mentioned that Wayne Bristol's been practicing. What can we expect when we do eventually see him?
He's a great shooter, and he's probably a better defender than what we have right now. He's been playing good defense in practice, but just someone that's ready to work and play hard.
Thank you.
Hayden Curran.
Hey, Collin. I wanted to ask you about the center rotation on the team, and with you in the starting lineup now, you're playing next to them a lot. What do each of the three centers bring in terms of different skill sets, and what has it been like playing with each of them so far?
Our centers are very different. I mean, we got Tim, who's a dominant big down low, being as the size that he is, to block shots and rebound. We have Malcolm, who's in there to set a lot of screens and run around and outrun bigs down the floor. And then we got Ryan, who's actually really good on the block when we get him the ball to score the ball. So they're all three different, and they're great to play with.
Thanks.
Bailey.
Yes. What lessons did you learn specifically last year that you were able to build upon and work on in the offseason? Like, what deficiencies did you plug in? Did you improve?
Probably for the most part, my offensive game, playing against Jamarco and Chudy, who were more athletic and a lot longer than me. So that gave me like the ability to start using my pump fake and being smart on the offensive end, because there's a lot of bigger dudes out here that are longer and athletic than me. So learning how to get around them and outthink them is probably the most that I've learned since I've came in.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen much of him since you last played him, but Butler's playing a lot faster now. And number one, the Hodges kid's return is part of it. You played against him the last time. Well, what do you think about his game?
It's fast, able to get to the paint and stuff and to shoot the ball. But us as a team to stop him, we just got to lock in and key in on whatever the coaches give us defensively and just go out there and execute that.
Okay, thanks and good luck.
Dave Preston.
Collin, every game is different, especially with rosters and guys, getting healthy, coming off and whatnot. You guys played Butler a few weeks ago. What lessons do you guys feel you learned from that game that will help you tomorrow?
Probably the main lesson is to keep our cool when stuff out the box happens. When they go on runs and stuff, we've been having trouble when teams go on run. They have all run on the back end. But I think the main lesson that we need to learn is just to slow it down when we need to and really take good shots at the end of the day.
It also seemed, I think, if I remember, Golden and Bolden, their names rhyme, but they've had really good afternoons. What sort of things do they bring that concerns you guys?
I think it's Bolden is the shooter, the guard. He had a huge night, made a lot of threes. And their big man, they run their offense through him real well on the block and in the top of the key area. So we've been working on that a lot lately to find shooters and to keep their offense efficiency low.
Thanks again, Collin. Good luck.
No problem.
Marcus Washington.
Hey, Collin, you talked about you worked on your offensive game, but what's so great about your offensive game is not only do you stretch out to the three-point line, but you're so creative in the post, so creative in the lane, in an era where it seems like everyone wants to shoot threes. During the summer, how did you work on that creativity below the free throw line to be able to score against guys who are frequently bigger than you?
In high school, I was never a three-point shooter. I just started learning how to shoot, as I said, during the offseason when I had my surgery. So I couldn't move, so I shot a lot of shots. But for the down low part of below the free throw, that's more like a mental part of me, which I said I learned from playing people like Jamarco all last year. So mainly just knowing and picking my spots and knowing where to get and finding my shooters on the opposite end.
Great. Thank you so much, Collin. We really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.